Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault, and today we have a monster review. Now, this is a monster review that's more of an item review, because we're looking at an item from Deities and Demigods, the original as produced for use with Advanced Dungeons & Dragons back in the day, what's typically known as 1E today. And today, we're going to take a look at an item from the Sumerian Mythos, which is at the, well, it's actually the very last entry in the Deities and Demigods for the mythos that are contained within. This is a mythology that has a tendency to be overlooked within Dungeons and Dragons. There's some really cool stuff in here. I'm just going to talk about one of them today, and that is the Axe of INANNA. INANNA is a goddess of war and also a goddess of love. Kind of a weird dichotomy there, but a pretty cool deity. Something well worth investigating for other reasons than what I'm going to bring to your attention today. And the Axe of INANNA is a small brass double-bitted axe. Doesn't look anything wicked. Every hit, though, does 25 points of damage. That's pretty good right there, right? The owner can never be surprised. Not bad, not bad. Any piece of armor that it strikes, so if it strikes a breastplate, irrespective of any 25 points of damage and so forth, any piece of armor, magical, non-magical, it doesn't matter, turns to dust on a successful hit. Wow. That's a big wow. Because of the fact that it doesn't look all that imposing, it would make a real nice piece to hide in a dungeon somewhere and have people try and figure out how it actually operates. It's not overly powerful, so it's not going to overwhelm any adventure that you're in. Well, except maybe at very, very low levels. But it's powerful enough to have a direct effect on what goes on in a battle. It could be a huge game changer in the right hands or in the wrong hands. It's pretty cool. So, the Axe of INANNA. And once again, this is under the Sumerian Mythos, inside the original Deities and Demigods, and in this case it doesn't matter which of the printings you have for the original Deities and Demigods, because this is in all of the printings. And like I said, there is some other cool stuff that we're going to revisit here as well in the future, but if you've never really looked at this one, and it tends to get buried, you have the organization within this book is to me at least, leaves a little bit to be desired. So you have the non-human entities, and then the Norse, and then the Sumerian. Technically speaking, by alphabetical, I guess it is the end, but nobody tends to look past the Norse. I don't find too many people who even realize that the Sumerian Mythos is in the book. So if you're looking for something different, take a page through. It's only a couple pages worth of information, and you are likely to find some interesting stuff. And like I said, we'll talk about some of that again in the future. So that, my friends, is the Axe of INANNA, the Sumerian Mythos from the original Deities and Demigods. Hope you found that to be interesting, educational, amusing, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, well, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't. But by all means, please come back and see us again. We thank you so much for your kind support. Take care, everyone. And remember, dwarves rock.